London Uncovered. As we are moving on to a very exciting and rewarding episode, and today we are talking about celebrations of love, life, and legacy. Yes, they say you only live once, and celebrating occasions is a way of showing appreciation to ourselves and to others of the special moments in our lives. Celebration is an ancient ritual. It gives us a way to feel good about ourselves, of accomplishments. These can include to be happy, sad, thankful, grateful, and even surprised. We celebrate the beginnings and endings, such as birth and death. We celebrate important acts through awards of bravery and accomplishments. So why is it good to celebrate? Because it is really about taking a beat to notice the good stuff in our lives, and also a reminder of our talents and abilities, skills and persistence, and all those things that motivate us to keep us working towards our goals. Celebrations bring happiness in our own lives and others who share the same experience with us. It teaches us what truly makes us worth living, like love, happiness, and memories. To describe this in a universal way, and in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says perfectly, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under the heaven. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So let's go and see today some highlights of St. George's celebration. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Sanjay. Good morning, everyone.
Tell us, what does celebration mean to you?
Celebration to me is a way of gathering together all the really, really good things that have been happening through the year and bringing them like a bunch of flowers that's been taken from a garden and putting them all together and saying, here we are, this is what life is really about. We're gathering everything that really matters to us here today and loving it.
Why is celebration so important?
Well, it's really important for us here at St. George's. We've come through a long pandemic and we're coming out the other side. We've got anniversaries of our founding coming up. It happens to be St. George's Day. The Saints' Day is April the 23rd. It's also Shakespeare's birthday, so there's another anniversary. And what we're doing is gathering up that long past and that recent past and saying, here we are, we're still here, we're alive, and we love it.
So how are you planning to celebrate?
Well, we're going to have a festival. We're going to have a day when the children are going to be bouncing up and down. We're going to have poetry and Shakespeare readings in the afternoon. We're going to have a general bringing in of the whole community to St. George's, just to be glad that we're here. It's April the 23rd and we're alive.
What message would you give to the world, Peter?
You can't live without celebrations. If you just live day and then one day and then one day and then one day and then it just stretches on forever. What you need in a celebration is a sense of time being gathered together for this special time, a time outside time in which the whole of what's happened comes together for one day together.
Peter, that was exciting. Thank you very much.
God bless everyone.
If you cannot understand my argument and declare Greek to me, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you claim to be more sin against than sinning, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you recall in silent days, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
if you add more to sorrow than in anger, if your wish is further to the thought, if your lost property is vanished into thin air, you are.
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you ever refuse to buy an inch or suffer from green and jealousy, if you played fast and loose, if you been tongue-tied, doused and booming or in a little, if you've knitted your brows, made a virtual necessity, insisted on fair play, slept out one stood in ceremonies, dance attendance on your Lord and Master, laughed yourself into spirit, had short free, old comfort, but too much of a good thing. If you've seen happy days or lived in a fool's paradise, why be that as it may, the more fool you, for it is a foregone conclusion, as good luck would have it. You are
Quoting Shakespeare.
if you think it's early days and clear out your bag and baggage, if you think it's high time and accident out in the short of it, if you lie low till the crack of doom because you suspect some foul thing, if you have set your teeth in one fell swoop without rhyme or reason, then you give the devil his due. Surely you got horns in your head. You are?
Quoting Shakespeare.
Even if you bring me good riddance and send me packing, if you call me a dead as a doornail, if you think I'm an ISO, a laughing stock, the devil incarnate, a stony-hearted villain, bloody-minded or a blinking idiot, then by God, oh Lord, tut, what the heck is? But we know what, it is all but one to me. You are?
Quoting Shakespeare.
So Shakespeare surrounds us. Good night. Good night. For parting, it's such a sweet song. English language would be a very lean-handed look if we didn't have Shakespeare.
Sanjay Gupta! Thank you, Sanjay. Completely radical, completely novel way of appreciating the plays. Plays existed, acting companies existed, but there were all touring companies that were taken around on carts and they performed their plays. So the first theatre building was built about 10 years, about 1590, 10 years before Shakespeare wrote his first play, 1580. And he wrote, so most of the plays were all written in iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter, yes sir, what is iambic pentameter?
Well, first thing is
A double beat, yes. And what's the stress of the iambic? Ba-boom, okay. I love the way you did ba-boom. A lot of people go dadum. Dadum, I hate dadum because it is ba-boom. And what is ba-boom? Ba-boom. Everyone just say it, ba-boom. Ba-boom. Ba-boom.
Ba-boom.
Ba-boom. What does that sound like? A heartbeat, okay. Crucial. The iambic pentameter, the iamb is a heartbeat, ba-boom. It's an unstressed followed by a stressed syllable. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Okay, and what's pentameter?
In sullen silence of exceeding pain, she never caught again the goblin cry, "Come by, come by!" She never spied goblin men, hawking their fruits along the glen. But when the moon waxed bright, her hair grew thin and grey. She dwindled as the fair full moon doth turn to swift decay and burn her fire away. One day, remembering her candlestone, she set it by a wall that faced the south, dewed it with tears, hoped for a root, watched for a waxing shoot, but there came none. It never saw the sun. It never felt the trickling moisture run, while with sunk eyes and faded mouth she dreamed of melons as a traveller sees false waves in desert droughts, with shade of leaf-crowned trees and burns thirstier in the sandful breeze. She no more swept the house, tended the fowls or cows, fetched honey, kneaded cakes of wheat, brought honey, brought water from the brook, but sat down listless in the chimney nook and would not eat. Tender Lizzie could not bear to watch her sister's cankerous care, yet not to share. She night and morning caught the goblin's cry. Come buy our orchard fruits, come buy, come buy. Beside the brook along the glen, she heard the tramp of goblin men, the yoke and stir whom Laura could not hear. Longed to buy fruit to comfort her, but feared to pay too dear. She thought of Jeanie in her grave, who should have been a bride, but for Joyce bride's hopes to have fell sick and died in her year prime in earliest wintertime, with the first blazing rime, with the first snowfall of crisp wintertime. Till Laura dwindling seemed knocking at death's door. Then Lizzie Wayland, better and worse, but put a silver penny in her purse, kissed Laura, crossed the heath with clumps of firs at twilight, halted by the brook, and for the first time in her life began to listen and look. Laughed every goblin when they spied her peeping, came towards her, hobbling, flying, running, leaping, pluffing, puffing, blowing, chuckling, clapping, crowing, clucking and gobbling, mopping and mowing, full of airs and graces, pulling wry faces, demure grimaces, cat-like and rat-like, rattle and womble like snail-paced in a hurry, parrot-voice and whisper, helter-skelter, hurry-scurry, chatting like magpies, fluttering like pigeons, gliding like fishes, hugged her and kissed her, squeezed and caressed her, stretched up their dishes, panniers and plates. Look at our apples, russet and unpopped, our cherries, bite at our peaches, citrons and dates, grapes for the asking, pears red with basking, out in the sun, plums on their twigs, pluck them and suck them, pomegranates figs. Good hope, said Lizzie, mindful of Jeanie.
Footfalls echo in memory, down the passage we did not take, towards the door we never opened, into the rose garden. My words echoed thus in your mind. But to what purpose? Disturbing the dust on a bowl of rose leaves? I do not know. Other echoes inhabit the garden, shall we follow? Quick, said the bird. Find them, round the corner, through the first gate, into our first world, shall we follow? Into our first world. There they were, dignified, invisible, moving without pressure over the dead leaves in the autumn heat through the vibrant air. And the bird called in response to the unheard music hidden in the shrubbery, and the unseen eye-beam crossed. For the roses had the look of flowers that are looked at. They were there as our guests, accepting and accepted. So we moved, and they, in a formal pattern, along an empty alley into the box circle, to look down into the dry pool. Dry pool, dry concrete, brown edged, and the pool was filled with water out to sunlight. And the lotus rose, quietly, quietly. The surface glittered out of the heart of light, and they were behind us, reflected in the pool. Then a cloud passed and the pool was empty. Go, said the bird, for the leaves were full of children, hidden excitedly containing laughter. Go, 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 said the bird. Humankind cannot bear very much reality. Time past and time future, what might have been and what has been, point to one end which is always present. Garlic and sapphires in the mud clot the bedded axle tree. The trimming wire in the blood sings below invertebrate scars, piecing long forgotten walls. The dancing on the artery, the circulation of the lymph, are figured in the drift of stars, ascend to summer in the tree. We move above the moving tree in light upon the figured leaf, and here upon the sodden floor below the boarhound and the boar pursue the pattern as before, but reconciled among the stars.
clear eyes utterly concealed all, except that there was something to reveal. And what did mine say in the interval? No more, no less. They are but as a seal, not to be broken till after I am dead. And then, vainly, every one of us this morning at our tasks left nothing said, in spite of many words. We were sealed thus, like tombs. Nor until now did I admit that all I cared for was the pleasure and pain I tasted in the stony square sunlight, or the dark cloisters, or shade of airy play, while music blazed and children, line after line, marched past, hiding the 1739. Falling like an elephantine lizard up Holborn Hill, smoke lowering down from chimney pots, making a soft black drizzle, with flakes of soot in it as big as full-grown snowflakes, gone into mourning, one might imagine, for the death of the sun. Dogs, undistinguishable in mire, horses scarcely better, splashed to their very blinkers, foot passengers jostling one another's umbrellas in a general infection of ill temper, and losing their foothold at street corners, where tens of thousands of other foot passengers have been slipping and sliding since the day broke, if this day ever broke. Adding new deposits to the crust upon crust of mud, sticking at those points tenaciously to the pavement, and accumulating at compound interest. Fog everywhere. Fog up the river, where it flows among green apes and meadows. Fog down the river, where it rolls defiled among the tiers of shipping and the waterside pollutions of a great and dirty city. Fog on the Essex marshes, fog on the Kentish heights, fog creeping into the cabooses of collier brigs, fog lying out on the yards and hovering in the riggings of great ships. Fog drooping on the gunwales of barges and small boats, fog in the eyes and throats of ancient Greenwich pensioners wheezing by the firesides of their wards, fog in the stem and bowl of the afternoon pipe of the wrathful skipper down in his close cabin, fog cruelly pinching the toes and fingers of his shivering little apprentice.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, everyone. For embarrassing you.
Give us some cake.
Make a wish.
Making a really good wish here.
Woo!